Hey, it's another Spurs merch of the month right here on Locked On Spurs. And then we're going to take a dive into the Spurs new schedule and break it all down.
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey, welcome back to Locked On Spurs right here on the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Glad to have y'all back. Hope everybody's having a great Friday, and TGIF, everybody. Yes, the weekend is upon us. Hope you all got some great plans ahead for the weekend. And again, thanks for subscribing to Locked On Spurs, or your favorite podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Ken's 5 Plus app, YouTube. The list goes on and on. We thank y'all for subscribing. Hey, we made it over 5,000 subscribers. I'm very happy, very thankful for y'all. Keep on getting those numbers up. We definitely can use it. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. What are we talking about today? It's another installment of Spurs Fan Merch of the Month right here on Locked On Spurs. You can see I'm not wearing my traditional black cap as I always do. This is part of it. We're going to be discussing that and more other headgear that is in store for you all this upcoming season. Or as a matter of fact, they're available right now. So we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. And then bring our guest, Raul Dominguez, AP Sports Writer. We're going to be looking at the Spurs schedule, 2024-25 regular season schedule. We're going to break it down. What are our overall thoughts, some takeaways. And then to end the show, we're going to give our, about 6 games, maybe a little bit more, that you have to go see if you're a true Spurs fan. We're going to be discussing that and so much more. All right. But again, it is Spurs Fan Merch of the Month. Yes. For those of y'all who are unaware, right when the season was over, I started doing these segments once a month where we spotlight some merch. Now, we've spotlighted T-shirts. We spotlighted so many Iceman gear. I mean, the list goes on. And we're going to continue doing that throughout the off season and, of course, well into the regular season. And in case you missed it, we had the Spurs VP of Marketing. He came on a few weeks ago on Locked On Spurs. Go back on the YouTube page. Go check it out. He gives you a little hints of what to expect at the new Spurs fan shop over at The Rock at the Victory Capital Performance Center, and then the new revamped Spurs fan shop at the Frostbank Center. So go back and look at that. But yes, it's time for a Spurs Fan Merch of the Month. Now, you can see I usually wear a black cap with the Spurs logo on it. Not today, because I'm highlighting caps. Yes, caps. Now, what you see right here is the draft day cap. I think y'all remember that when Stephen Castle and Harrison Ingram got their caps. Well, this cap, and another one I'm going to show you in a bit, is part of the Spurs rookie collection. This is going to honor the 24-25 class, which includes Castle and Ingram. So, obviously, everybody knows this one. Yeah. Everybody saw Castle and Ingram wear it, but there's so many more. By the way, just a heads up, these caps come in youth sizes, as well as mine is kind of like the strap. You kind of like tighten in the back. So there's that. And then, of course, there's the dad cap, which I'm wearing. And, of course, the regular traditional baseball caps that they have. They have it all here. I'm going to get you a picture of this before we continue. I'll show you the other cap I have in store for y'all. So for the cap that I'm wearing right now, here's a better look at it right here. This photo courtesy of the Spurs. You can see it up close there. Again, typical one you saw during the draft day, 2024. There it is. Now, again, I mentioned a little while ago, they have beanies. So they'll have this color scheme, this colorway, the draft day cap, but in the beanie cap. There you have it. There it is. Perfect time, too, to get it. Sure, summer is on right now, but winter's right around the corner. Might as well get prepared now. Not too bad, huh? Those are pretty good. Yeah, I like this one a lot, though. I'm always a fan for the dad hats. My head never looked good in those kind of stiff baseball caps, but definitely this is good for you, for those of you who like the soft kind of fabric. All right, again, that is part of the Spurs Spurs rookie collection caps. Now, for the new one, all right, this is out too. This is another part of that line. There you have it. See, now it's the same color, the same scheme as the draft day cap, but this was in the alt colors of gray and black and white there. Not too bad. I like that. I like it. Now, as you can tell, this is not the soft dad cap. It's kind of more the stiff, rigid cap there. I like it. I think this one's going to be a big hit because it has the traditional Spurs colors there. It's pretty good. I like that one. Yeah. Quick thing about this again, those also come out in youth caps, I should say, beanies. And by the way, part of the line is also going to have some authentic jerseys. I know some of y'all like the stiff brim, and I can tell if I look at the photo there, it definitely has that on there. So the cap that I'm wearing right now, I'm gonna put it back up for you. As you can tell, see, it's a little bit more flexible, so you'll be able to mold it if you like the kind of curved brim there. But if you like the rigid kind of straight line cap, there it is. All right, now to check it out in hand. Let's look at it in hand right now. So was able to get a hands on one of these, and there you have it. Check it out. Now in hand, it looks a lot. Look, let's see, the photo is great, but in hand, it comes out really good. I'm gonna get you a close up look at that there. Not to has the SATX on there, the spur on there. Kind of go to the side here, kind of blank, but it pop it out there. As you can tell, it has the one size fit all. And then you got the NBA logo there. I'm going to keep on twisting it around there. We'll go there, the New Era logo. And if we want to look inside, there you have it. Pretty standard there because of all the stickers. By the way, is leaving stickers on still a thing to do, kids? I'm not too sure. I always took off my stickers, but I remember back when I was growing up, kids always left the stickers on. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same one, just alt colors in a different style. Again, soft cap, rigid cap. So these are available right now. Again, there you go. When we're looking at it, before I put it aside here, you want to go to the Spurs fan shop online. The links are up already. You just want to go to the Spurs fan shop, Google it, or just go to the Spurs.com, and there you can see fan shop, visit fan store. Now, I know they're doing renovations at the Frost Center, and I know they're still doing construction at the Victory Capital Performance Center for the new shop. But just because they're closed doesn't mean you can't get them. Again, they're available online. Now, just a heads up, just a reminder, the Spurs fan shop may be closed for renovations, but they will reopen this fall. So heads up on that. Yeah, I like this. This is the Spurs rookie collection. So it's available right now. I want you to go look at it right now. By the way, if you go to the website right now, if you don't see any photos on it, it's live. Don't worry about that. I believe by now the Spurs should have corrected it. If they didn't, don't worry about it. The link is live. You can order it. You can buy it right now and get those hats. You know, I've always been a cap guy. I've liked caps. I like Spurs caps. Every time I go to the Frost Center and I go to the fan shop, look at the wall of caps. If you get a chance to go to the Spurs fan shop, I'm pretty sure it's going to be at the Victory Capital Performance Center too. But since I've only been right now just to the fan shop at the Frost Center, they have a wall. It's just a wall of caps, and you can get lost in that because they have so many colorways, so many styles, just different looks. They got men, women, kids. Again, they got it all. But coming down, let's go one more time here. This is the cap. That's the draft day cap. What I'm wearing right now. Then that also comes in the beanie colorway too. I'm pretty sure they have that in all colorways too. And then of course the other one, the alt cap, again available right now. You go to a Spurs shop online. Go and get them right now. I like it. I got two caps. What to do with this one? Yeah, I'm keeping this one now, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe one lucky fan, or just maybe I might gift it to somebody. Who knows? But keep an eye on this. Once, though, if you're available, if you can't get online, then just have a little patience. The shops will be open as soon as the regular season comes on. But go online right now. These caps, they're available right now. You know what? Just for fun. I just want to see if Cobra Commander looks good in the cap. Yeah. See, Cobra Commander wants you to get a cap. You see? Right there. He wants to get you a cap. All right, I see. If I dive into it, I'm just going to start nerding out like really bad right now. You Spurs fans, get the cap right now or get both of them, add to your collection, and start getting ready for the new season. Hey, speaking of the new season, that's what we're going to be talking about. The Spurs released their 2020-25 regular season schedule yesterday. Raul Dominguez of the AP Sports, well, he joined me on this episode of Locked On Spurs to break it down, look at some games to highlight, some stretches of games that could pose some trouble for the Spurs. What about the road trip? What about the games in Austin? Yeah, so many things to break down. And then we're going to give our picks of games you have to watch. Now, just a heads up, due to some scheduling conflict, Raul and I cannot meet on video, so following up is a audio portion. But nevertheless, good stuff coming at you right now. So stay tuned. And coming up next, breaking down the Spurs' new schedule. Hey, but first I want to talk to you about Game Time. You want to go to gametime.co right now. Go to there right now. It takes the stress out of finding tickets. By the way, you like going to MLB games, and with MLB season underway, you want to go to Game Time right now. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. They got killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. They got event cancellation protection, job loss protection. You can find every kind of ticket in your area. And if, of course, you're in the MLB area, well, they got tickets there for you as well. Flash deals, zone deals, last-minute deals. You can save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, what have you. Hey, by the way, all-in pricing, they have this toggle feature that shows the total up front, no surprise fees at checkout. And yeah, you got to turn on that feature, though. Just a heads up, you have to turn on that feature on the app. You get panoramic views from your seat before you buy. The lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. By the way, the Game Time ticket coverage, your purchase is covered by the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Hey, but I want to talk to you about Mustlingers. Yes, go to Mustlingers right now, San Antonio, 2404 Thousand Oaks Drive. That's in the 281 to 1604 area. If you want the best drinks in town, Mustlingers is the place to go. Follow them on social media at Mustlinger SATX. All right, so let's see what they got. They got dairy alternative drinks, lattes, cold brews, hot coffee, signature drinks like the Mustlinger coffee drink. What else they got? Oh, yeah, they have this drink called the Alien, which is part of the Lightning Bolt series. I think you can figure out who's that in honor of, huh? Victor Wembanyama. You even got mini donuts. Hey, quickly, about those Lightning Bolt drinks. So just a heads up, the default is going to be Lotus Energy. 7 power plant extracts created into your drink. Gives the same kind of effect as a Red Bull, but allows some more flexibility to create new drinks. But if you still want Red Bull, they'll have it for you. And by the way, those Lightning Bolt series drinks, very good. They'll get you going throughout the whole day or give you quick pep in your step before you feel that crash coming on if you need to still be more productive. You want to go to Muslinger's drive-thru coffee. Open every single day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go check out that menu. It's pretty big. They got a friendly staff, and they provide San Antonio the best drinks, and they're a proud local sponsor of Locked On Spurs and a proud community member of San Antonio. Go to Muslinger's drive-thru coffee right now. Open every single day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. because life is too short for bland coffee.
The Jedi uses the Force. To subscribe to Locked On Spurs, pass on what you have learned.
And we're now joined by Raul Dominguez. He's the AP sports writer based out in San Antonio. Make sure to follow him on X at Dominguez5. Do it now. He's probably getting flooded with a bunch of nerd stuff from me, so just ignore that right now. We're all sorry about that, man. But I like keeping you in the loop, though.
Never get tired of it. Never get tired of it.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Raul and I could not get our schedules to line up for a video show, so we're going to do audio. But hey, you're all here not to look at our pretty faces. You're here to talk about the schedule. Yes, that is why Raul is here with us. We're going to be discussing the Spurs' new schedule, 2024-25 schedule that was released yesterday. We had some time to digest it, look at it. First, we're going to be talking about just overall thoughts, what are our takeaways, and then Raul and I are going to we'll give you all our 2 to 3 picks on games that you have to watch. You circle in your calendar. That's coming up next on Locked On Spurs. So, Raul, the schedule came out yesterday, highly anticipated. Wemby second year, Chris Paul debut for the Spurs, all that good stuff. But what were some of your quick takeaways once you got a hold of that schedule?
I think the Mavericks game, the season opener, really looking forward to that. Going to be Klay Thompson's debut for the Mavericks, as well as, Chris Paul and Harrison's debut with the Spurs and Stephon Castle as well. That really stood out to me, having such a big game, and it's going to be on national TV. It's going to be broadcast on TNT. So you can see they're really showcasing Wemby. The NBA is And then the other thing was just the way they broke up the rodeo road trip this year.
Oh yeah,
Going to have
what
two
you got
games in
there?
Austin. That's really smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's real smart. I mean, it just made sense too, right?
Mhm.
Like you're
Yeah.
already on the road, so might as well just get those out of the way before you go on the road away from Texas, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I was going to say the only thing that I'm kind of curious about is how they're going to handle it, because in the past years, they had the people from that worked at the Frost Bank go up to the Moody, or most of them go to the
mhm.
Moody, and so they kind of knew the way things ran with the Spurs and such, and how the games were would
Mhm.
be managed, and now with the them playing at the same time as the rodeo road trip, or excuse me, as the rodeo that's going on at the Frost Bank, those employees are gonna have to stay at the Frost Bank. So
Uh,
it's gonna be kind of interesting to see how Austin handles that.
yeah, it's gonna be all on Austin to put all that together, and
Mm-hmm.
usually it's a Herculean effort.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to some of the Spurs staffers, and they always tell me that they get prepared for that way early in the season. So it looks like now they're going to get like probably now be getting it ready
Yeah.
to have a smooth transition.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot, man. They have to transport the court,
Mm-hmm.
baskets, obviously personnel and staff. Now, okay, fine. It's in Austin. It was like an hour 15
Yeah.
drive at worst. But nevertheless, it's an effort, Ro. And you
Yeah.
and I, we gone to those games, and San Antonio puts its best foot forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm sure it's gonna go great, but it's gonna be a lot of people, are gonna know some of the ins and outs, like I don't know if they're gonna have some of the same security, that would kind of sit back there with the Spurs and with the visiting locker rooms. I'm not sure if those guys are going to get to go back there, but they would kind of monitor everything and knew exactly how to handle stuff. So, I'm sure it goes smoothly, but it's going to be something neat for a lot of people.
Absolutely. My big takeaway when I got the schedule: 21 nationally televised games for your silver and black. That's
Mm-hmm.
all combined between ESPN, TNT, and NBA TV. 21, Raul. That's what's like a third of the season
Yeah.
on national TV, including a Christmas game in
Yep.
MSG. Raul, that's a
Mhm.
big sign the Spurs are getting that respect, or it's just really Wemby. Let's just be honest.
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, what was it? 2 years ago, they had. I don't think they were on national TV at all. Maybe once, maybe
Yeah,
the year
once.
before Wemby got here.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, this is definitely a sign of people's love and fascination with Wemby. Then as well as them bringing in Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes as well.
hmm Absolutely, yeah. You put Chris Paul with Wemby, Stephon Castle,
Lob
just
City.
Lob City. You read my mind. Yeah, Lob City version 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
And good thing for Chris Paul. He's already dealt with the big DeAndre Jordan. Now he's going to just level up now in the big department that his side with Wemby. I'm looking at the schedule right now, Raul, and the takeaway is okay. The first in-season tournament group game is Friday, November 15th against the Lakers. I was going to put it out there for you. If the Spurs were to win the in-season tournament, do you think Spurs fans would be celebrating it, or you think San Antonio fans would be like, okay, yeah, but kind of be embarrassed because of what happened with the Lakers, like the way they celebrated as if they won a title?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I think fans would celebrate in terms of it's a step in the progression of the Spurs and a Wemby, but I don't foresee anyone going honking downtown. But I think there'll be some
Yeah,
pride, because they'll see it as sort of a stepping stone toward
yeah.
the ultimate goal, the NBA title. But I don't think they're going to shut down 281 over it.
No, not at all, not at all. The Spurs, they'll take away from me when the schedule was released yesterday is it's almost kind of sort of tough going for the Spurs right out of the gates. So you're
Mm-hmm.
at Dallas, then you got a back to back versus Houston in San Antonio. Then you visit OKC
Mm-hmm.
on October 30th. Okay, fine. You got Utah at the end of the month, October 31. And then, I'll leak over into November. The first game of November, November 2nd, is against the Wolves. That's a quick early test. We're going to see what the Spurs are made of, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean it's a great test. Is it? You figure it's going to take them a little bit of time to kind of get used to each other. So those early games may not go quite the way the Spurs fans want them, or or they could go great. Chris Paul is very good at adapting to new teams, but those are obviously going to be tough tests, and we'll see how they gel, how quickly they gel.
Yeah, and another takeaway too is Spurs are going to really get to know what the Rockets are all about. The Spurs play the Rockets, as I mentioned, twice in the first month of the season in October. That's on October 26th and 28th. So that's a home series there. And then they play them again on November 6th in Houston. That's 3 early games against the in-state rival. And look, Spurs fans and Rockets fans, there's no love lost there. And, Spurs fans will travel to Houston and vice versa. I'm looking forward to those games. That stood out to me, just like how early we get, Spurs get to see Houston. Here's the thing, though, Raul. You're talking about the schedule here being released. Do you think that the Spurs? Let's look at the first month. Okay, so we got 5 games in October. They come out of that October knowing that they have Dallas, Houston, Oklahoma City, and then Utah. What would you predict to start the season?
Let me see.
Tough. That was tough.
Yeah. I could see them going. I could see them going 3-2.
Yeah, me too.
I think the Mavs game is going to be tough for them, because it's on the road.
Yeah,
nationally broadcast. You're going to have Luka in there. The crowd's going to be going wild. I think that's going to be tough for them. Oklahoma, the Thunder. I think it's going to be another tough game. But I think they could. I think they can beat the Rockets in both games and the Jazz. So I'm saying 2-3. I'm sorry, 3-2 rather.
3-2. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm with you too. I think Dallas is going to be a tough out. That home opener versus Houston, got the crowd behind them, electric. Give them a W there. That second game against Houston might be a little testy. I can see them come down the wire. But that Oklahoma City game, at Oklahoma City too, and OKC, that arena, it's a tough place to play in. So yeah, I got them at 3-2. Now I want to circle back to their rodeo road trip. The rodeo road trip begins on February 3rd, the new year. And it starts at Memphis, and then it continues on to at Atlanta, at Charlotte, at Orlando, at Washington, at Boston, and then the 2 games in Austin, which they will host, I guess, quote unquote host, Phoenix and the Pistons. Interesting about that Phoenix game, it's going to be more of a celebration of Kevin Durant.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really what it is, Raul. And I thought they would do that earlier when they first started it, because you go to the Moody Center, there's a big mural of Kevin Durant inside it.
Yeah, I was at that. Yeah, that's a great point. I thought they would do that too, but I don't know. Maybe the Spurs were in the NBA. We were kind of thinking, I don't know if Kevin's going to be on the team.
Yeah.
By the time those games come around, but he's definitely going to be in Phoenix this year, so that's going to be a great game, great homecoming. I expect to see his mother there and his family there, and it's going to be emotional for him. I know he's going to have a huge game.
Oh yeah.
There, I don't. Hopefully the Spurs can pull it out, but I know he's gonna take extra pride in doing well in that game.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Raul. I think the Spurs' longest homestand is March. In March, I believe they have 7-game homestand. Did I read that correctly? Yeah.
Yeah.
March 10th starts. What a way to start the homestand versus the Mavericks. Yeah. Not just the Maverick, back to back. March 10th and March 12th against Dallas. Then they host the Hornets, then the Pelicans, then the Magic, and then the Knicks, and then the 76ers. So that homestand there, it's good that they're home, but that's a tough one too. 2 games against Dallas. LaMelo, maybe, I don't know. Pelicans will be kind of tough. Orlando definitely will in New York. And, of course, Philadelphia, Joel Embiid dropped 70 on the Spurs last year. That's going to be interesting too. See how the Spurs are able to hold down the fort. But you overall look at the schedule. I think it's pretty fair. It's not too heavy road games outside of the rodeo road trip, but that's annually. And then even then, the rodeo road trip kind of got lightened up, if you will, because at least 2 games are going to be in Texas.
Yeah. And, I was thinking about it because we had talked kind of briefly before about what games we're looking forward to. And I was just kind of thinking, I think with this season, it's going to be the opposing fans. They're probably going to look forward to the Spurs coming in just because of getting a chance to see Wemby. And for those that didn't get to see him last year, and I've seen him in the Olympics. I mean, the Olympics had, tremendous ratings. I think it's going to be, like when Kobe would come to San Antonio and almost to that level, where people just want to come just watch him. So, as far as like games to watch, I think it's going to be more so Spurs on the road. Just, how many, I wonder how many Spurs fans, how many Wemby fans are going to be in the opposing crowds this season.
Absolutely. One other takeaway of the new schedule, too, is how many Spurs games are kind of on or near holidays. I don't know if you caught that. So we know the Christmas Day game is in New York versus the Knicks. The last time the Spurs were in New York, Ro, remember this? The crowd were chanting overrated to Wemby throughout the entire game. So there's video of it, everybody. I'm trying to poke the bear right now with Spurs fans, Ro. I'm saying, yeah, remember that? Yeah. Maybe there'd be a little measure of revenge for Wemby there, huh, Raul?
Oh, definitely. Is he thing about Wemby? Wemby doesn't forget. Like, who was it? I can't remember the kid's name from Golden State. Who I believe it was Golden State that dunked against him. And next time that Wemby went against him, he threw down a real monster dunk, and he looked at him and he said, "Oh yeah, I remember." So I'm sure Victor's gonna have a great game in New York.
Yeah, and then he remembers, obviously, Chet Holmgren, their early battles before the so there's that. So, again, we're talking about, like, how they're close to holidays or on holidays. So, let me see if I get this correct here, Raul. So, the Spurs will host the Lakers the night before Thanksgiving. That'll be on November 27th. Obviously, we know they're going to be part of the Christmas Day schedule, so yay, Spurs. Good job. Maybe they'll bring back the remember the script jerseys? It's like handwriting.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, those are nice, yeah. Then the Spurs will play on New Year's Eve on December 31st, and they host the Clippers. So maybe Pop won't tell the crowd to not boo Kawhi this time. What do you think, Raul?
I don't know. It's a New Year, so maybe Spurs fans will resolve not to boo him. I'm just kidding.
I don't think that'll ever happen. Think about that too. Remember last year, Pop said that he didn't regret doing that. He said, So,
yeah, I think I don't know. Like I said, it was just a strange situation, but yeah, no, I think if Kawhi's playing, he may not. With it being December 31st, and who knows if he's even going to make that trip. So, but if he's playing, yeah, he's definitely getting booed. So,
absolutely. The Spurs are going to be well represented on TV. They're going to have good homestands. I don't see any. Except for the rodeo road trip, which everybody knows to expect. I don't see any outside of that lengthy road trips. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule right now. I see a 4-game roadie in December, and obviously the rodeo road trip. We're going to forget that one. And that's about it. And then another 4-game. That's the thing. This is interesting. Look how they close out the season, bro. 4 games on the road, and they close out the regular season against the Raptors on so what's that? Yeah, on April 13th. But know what's intriguing for me, Raul? That the way they close it. What if they're knocking on the play-in door, and they got to get in on the road? As much as I would not want that to happen, but also wanted to happen because I want the Spurs to really see what they're made of. If they have a record and it comes down to them playing on the road against the Portland, Clippers, Warriors, and Suns. So that's a little tough there. Can you imagine that? It comes down to that final road trip for them to either make it or not make it into the play-in?
Yeah, I was at that. That'd be a great situation for them. With Pop's always been about, development, and even when he had the big three, he always talked about how he wanted them peaking at the end of the season. So, this would be a good test. I think it's going to having Chris and Harrison is really going to help late in the season because if they are battling for a play-in, those two vets can kind of settle them down and keep them focused.
Absolutely. The Spurs will host the NBA champs Boston Celtics on March 29th. And the Denver Nuggets, they'll be coming into San Antonio on January 4th. That's Joker and crew there. By the way, Raul, you ever seen Joker sneakers? They're actually not that bad.
I haven't seen him. I hadn't really paid attention to him.
Yeah. He has a good. He's with a Chinese company,
Mm-hmm.
and they're called the Big Three, and they're not that bad. They're not that bad. I've seen them. I have no ill will towards Joker because he patterned his game after Tim Duncan. So
yeah, no, I'm a huge Joker fan. He's such a good guy. He's just seems like he just so happened to be tall and good at basketball.
Yeah. And of course, everybody knows that the Spurs schedule for the in-season tournament called the Emirates NBA Cup now. They'll have 4 games throughout the season that are dedicated to that tournament. So expect the court to be all jazzed up like last year and jerseys to be coming out. No surprise there. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to have a great season and well represented on national TV.
Yeah.
They'll be focused. What do you got to say there, Ro?
No, I was just going to say, because you mentioned the late games, I noticed that there's not a lot of late game, or excuse me, nationally televised games late in the season, but I think maybe they kind of did that on purpose. They're kind of, I'm sure they're going to kind of see, how teams are doing, and it wouldn't surprise me if maybe another 5, 6, 7, 8 nationally televised games get added there late in the season, especially if they're battling for a play-in spot.
Oh, for sure. I can see them, the NBA schedule makers kind of moving things around. They always do it every year. Before we hit the break, how can we forget this, everybody? The Spurs will be playing in Paris this year. Talk about a road trip there, Raul. Yeah, they'll be hitting the road, but in Paris. So the Spurs will be taking on the Pacers for 2 games on January 23 and January 25 in Paris, France at the Accor Arena. Obviously, with the Wemby effect there. So a really good way to cultivate that French fan base as if it needed it. I mean, from Tony Parker to Boris Diaw to Wemby, and the list goes on and on. But what do you think about that, Raul? The Spurs are traveling abroad. I mean, again, another sign. I think the Spurs are kind of rising back up when it comes to popularity and NBA interest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because the last time they played in Paris was, obviously with Tony and the Big Three. But I was also thinking, with them playing in Paris, I think Tyrese Halliburton's going to try and have some big games, because he didn't play much during the Olympics. So I'm sure he's going to want to kind of show, hey, I'm a pretty good player myself. So I expect, a couple of big games out of Tyrese. But Wemby's obviously going to be really, really excited about playing in the on his home floor. If he hasn't gotten a quadruple double, I'm predicting he's going to get one in one of those 2 games.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Raul, he's going to be the first one to get multiple quad dubs in a season. He's going to be the first one. He's going to be the first one. And like I told you, I told everybody else on Lockdown Spurs, I'm surprised it didn't happen last year. I mean, he got close several times. A couple blocks here, a few rebounds there, and it was like right there. But he told a recent in an interview, he spoke with a French outlet, I think it's called Brut, and he told them that since joining the Spurs and heading into the new season, he added about 10 pounds of size on him already. So he's coming in stronger. He's coming in ready. I think the taste of losing out in the Olympics is really going to spark him to play well. And look, you got CP3 with you. You got Harrison Barnes there. You got a bulk of players coming back with experience playing with him. Yeah, Spurs could be doing some damage in the NBA. Hey, when we get back, it's time for Raul and I to give you our games to circle. What games will Raul say, hey, Spurs fans, if you're going to go to the road or you're going to go to the Frost, these are the games you want to go to. And I'm going to do the same. That's coming up next right here on Locked On Spurs. Hey, I want to talk to you about FanDuel. Look, I love sports. You love sports. You don't want them to end, right? Well, just because some sports have ended and you're kind of in a low period doesn't mean you cannot still have fun with sports. Hey, look, MLB is going on, so you can have fun with that over at FanDuel. Look, FanDuel lets you keep the sports action going. All you got to do is open that app, dream up of bets, and in any time you'll be in a better mood and you'll be having fun with sports in no time. This summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a booster or bonus daily. That's right, there's something for everyone every day all summer long. The app is easy to use, quick to download, easy to sign up, very intuitive, user-friendly. You make bets on spreads, parlays. I mean, seriously, think of something you want to go to FanDuel app right now and dream it. Put that bet on there. You'll be having fun with sports in no time. Hey, look, the Spurs are right around the corner. The season's almost here. It's about 2 months-ish. Get that app now so you can have fun with the Spurs as well. So head on over to FanDuel.com. Start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball.
Hey, this is Hot Rod.
And I'm RC from Cybertron Spurs.
And you're listening to Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia.
And we're back right here on Locked On Spurs with Raul Dominguez. He's the AP sports writer based in San Antonio. Follow him on X at Dominguez5. Let him know when his schedule is going to come out, because we're all waiting for that, Raul. We all want to plan around your schedule, Raul, just like we're trying to plan around the Spurs. So, Raul, don't hold the fans up. Release your schedule.
I'll do it later, with the announcement from Adam Silver, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say Monday will be at HEB buying groceries for the kids. Tuesday will be, I guess, having to go on Locked On Spurs with Jeff, I guess. But all that is fun. Again, make sure to follow my next at Dominguez5 right now. All right, Raul, it's about that time. We're going to give out 2 to 3. It's your call. You pick 2 to 3 games that you're going to tell Spurs fans, you know what? If you're going to go to a game at the Frost or travel to go catch the Spurs on the road, what will those games be? Raul, give us your 3 or 2.
One that I'm looking forward to is Golden State on November the 23rd. It's a Saturday. Weekend games are always really good.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State, Steph Curry, after just sort of dismantling France there, especially late in the gold medal game. I think he's going to be looking forward to going against Wemby. I think Wemby is going to look forward to going against Steph. I think the fans in France are really going to be looking forward to that sort of maybe a little bit of revenge, maybe, or just just another battle between those two. I think that's going to be a great game to go to. I don't know if Spurs fans can travel, but the game with Phoenix and Austin on February the 20th, that's going to be a great game. Kevin Durant's back in Austin. I think he's going to have a great game. I think the Spurs aren't going to want to lose in Austin. That Spurs love Austin. That's going to be another good game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the game March the 29th at home against Boston.
Oh, good one.
Another Saturday game, going to be late in the season. Who knows what sort of playoff ramifications that may have. But that's going to be another fun game to watch. Boston's only trip to San Antonio.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really fun game to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course, Derek White coming back, after he won the gold medal, I'm sure, Spurs are going to honor him, in some sort of way in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. So games for me that I would circle until Spurs fans to either go to the Frost or travel if you can will be the the road opener, the season opener at Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I think, seeing Luka and Wemby and then CP3, I think all that's going to be a great game. The Dallas Mavericks did sweep the Spurs last year 4-0. And I think that's just going to be so much star power just with, like I said, CP3, Wemby, Luka Doncic. And also, too, the debut of Klay Thompson in Dallas colors. So I think that'll be a great game. So if you can go to the regular season opener on the road against Dallas, that'd be a game that I would recommend Spurs fans to go check out. Another game on my list of games to go to, if you can, it will be at New York. Yeah, it's the first Christmas day, for the Spurs in quite some time, about like 5-6 years. And it's Christmas winter in New York City, MSG. I mean, that is just perfection right now. Now, I'm biased. Obviously, I lived nearly 2 decades of my life in New York City, but there's nothing like winter's Christmas in New York. Now, you throw in a Spurs game at MSG, that's a game you can go to. Might be a little pricey, but it definitely, I think, would leave some memories. What do you think about that game, Raul?
That's going to be an amazing game. I'm really looking forward to watching that. The Knicks fans are going to be going crazy. Of course, then that they traded for Bridges. I think they're going to have an even better season than they had last year. So yeah, that's if you can go, definitely go.
Yeah, that's the one to go. And then my last game to go to, if you can, and this is just me because I just want to I just want to see some fun. I'm gonna put quote fun in quotes. Go to the game at Houston Spurs fans on November 6th at Houston. Spurs Rockets. There's no love lost between Rockets fans and Spurs fans at all. Ever since Wemby got drafted, I think that's when it just sparked again. The video came out of those Rockets fans just talking smack about the Spurs. Oh no, not Wemby to San Antonio, F them and bleep this and bleep that, and you go on social media, Raul. I mean, till today, Spurs fans are Rocket fans. They're still beefing. I mean, there was a Rocket fan literally that shared on social media how happy he was that Wemby didn't get the gold. Seriously. So it's that bad. Look, Spurs fans, you got to represent the city. You got to step up for your team. If you're going to go to a game, go to that November 6th game at Houston. It's 7 p.m. And look, if you're in San Antonio, it's like a 3-hour drive-ish, give or take, depending on how fast you're going. But, yeah, that is a game that I would want to circle. Now, my honorable mention, and it would be, let's see if I can find it here on the schedule. Here it is. December 8th. The Spurs hosted the Pelicans. Why? DeJounte Murray. It'll be DeJounte Murray in his new uniform, new colors. He gets a good reception back to San Antonio. And I think that'd be a fun game to watch. Pelicans, Spurs had some good battles last year.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. Is there one other honorable mention you would pick?
Let me see.
We didn't even pick up Denver. I mean, there's Denver, yeah.
I think the sorry about that. I think the Magic game is going to be good too. The March 17th game. Love to see Paolo and the Wagners go against the Spurs.
Did you see during the Olympic run? Did you see that question that was posed, and it was ridiculous? They said, "Which brother set would you pick? Would you pick the Wagner brothers or the Gasol brothers?" I mean, that was ridiculous. Like,
yeah, maybe eventually, but not right now. I mean, definitely the Gasols.
Yeah, for sure. But no, there's absolutely a great schedule ahead. Raul and I will be with you all the way through those 82 games throughout the season. Raul is always busy writing up his write-up afterwards, popping in, and I always know what I did not do at all last year, and I should have done more. Go to the visitor locker room. I should have done that more often. Yeah, I'm going to make an effort to do that this year because you could pretty much predict what they're going to say, win or loss. So with the Spurs. Raul, any final thoughts on the schedule? It's out, everybody.
No, like I said, I just think this year is going to be something where the opposing fans are probably going to. I know Spurs fans are obviously going to look forward to the season, but I think opposing fans are really going to be looking forward to Spurs coming in town, even more so than when the Big Three came into town. I think they're really going to be excited and kind of circle when Wemby's coming into town, especially the teams in the East.
Absolutely. Just a heads up, everybody. Throughout the season, there are some very early starts to games. For example, the Spurs game November 9th on Saturday versus the Jazz starts at 4:00 in the afternoon. So you see them sprinkled across the schedule, everybody. So plan accordingly. Like there's another one. I think there's a 5:30 start somewhere. No, a 5:00 Spurs at Toronto on March 23. So you'll see those sprinkled throughout. There's even obviously the Christmas Day game starts at 11:00 San Antonio time in the morning. So there's that. So plan accordingly. Even the final game of the season starts at 2:30 in the afternoon versus Toronto at the Frost. So many games to take in, soak in. Spurs hopefully will have a good shot at hopefully getting a better record. By the way, Raul, before I let you go, Vegas is predicting 34-35 game win total. I'm sorry, you're taking the over or the under?
I think it's predicted at least 35 wins. So
yeah,
I'm going over.
I'm going over too. And looking at the schedule too, I think it's doable for them to hit the over. The only thing that could really trip things up is that the way they end the season. That 4 games on the road before the home closer. And it's I mean, maybe not Portland, but definitely the Clippers could be a headache. The Warriors be a headache for sure. The Suns might be a headache. And who knows, everybody? Maybe the team might be looking different after the trade deadline passes. We don't know yet. So exciting times ahead. And like I said, Raul and I will be there with you every step of the way. But Raul, thanks again. Thank you for hopping on Locked On Spurs. Hopefully next time we get our schedules corrected and we can do a video. But appreciate you taking time out as always. What you got cooking on your end?
Just kind of waiting on the season to start and seeing what's going on with UTSA football. So it should be another great season for UTSA. So
absolutely. Again, Raul, we're still waiting for your schedule release. Don't forget that. We need a breakdown, all that stuff. We need it ASAP. Again, he is Raul Dominguez of AP Sports San Antonio. Follow him on X at Dominguez5. Make sure you do that right now. And we'll be back next week talking all things silver and black. Trying to land up a few guests, so we'll let you know how that comes out. As always, subscribe to Locked On Spurs or get your favorite podcast, iTunes, Spotify. What else you got? Ken's 5 Plus tab, YouTube. And by the way, thank you, everybody. Locked On Spurs YouTube page broke the 5,000 mark subscribers. So thank you all for doing that. I really, really appreciated that as well. Check out Locked On Sports Today, 24/7 streaming channel only on YouTube, brought to you by the Locked On Podcast Network. 24/7 streaming sports, everybody. Yeah, from NBA to NFL to NHL, it's all there. Go subscribe to that show right now. So for Raul Dominguez, I am Jeff Garcia. We're going to put a lock on this episode of Locked On Spurs.